What to do, baby? Back at it. Discipline and motivation. Two different things, but more or less both are aiming towards the same objective, which is perfection. But the other needs something to wake them up to gain that perfection. The other just becomes that perfection through day in, day out grind. Now, motivation it can be good for an athlete. It can be good for an athlete to have experienced certain things in their life, to be motivated, to have taken a certain sport. I know for myself, the reason why I gravitated towards football and boxing and martial arts was that I grew up in an environment where I had to force myself and motivate myself to not become the bad people that were in my environment. And so I took up two, or a certain level of sports that were gonna motivate me to become the person that I wanted to be. Now, the motivation got me there, but it was the discipline that kept me there. You see, and the discipline of having to do things even though you don't want to do them, you don't feel like doing them, the things are boring. They all add up. You see, they all add up to a perfection athlete, but an athlete that also understands that with the discipline, he realizes that perfection is nothing but a mystery in this world, and that what all elite athletes are striving for is just high performance. That's it. Some of them, they be cheating, doing PEDs, performance enhancement drugs, steroids, anabolical steroids. The list goes on, to achieve high performance, but they're living in scarcity. They're more a case of that I need to athlete. More of a case of I am. See, they don't live in abundance. Those sort of athletes live in scarcity. And in this channel, we do not want our athletes to live in scarcity. We want you to be abundant, because being abundant will bring the things you desire, the things you want, much more faster at a preferable pace in your respective sport. Usyk even said it best. He doesn't have motivation. One journalist asked Alexander Usyk, undisputed heavyweight champion, "Do you have motivation?" He's like, I don't have motivation. I only have discipline. And I can get why he said that. He would have been motivated to have taken boxing to establish the discipline he has for it. You see. So yes, he did start off with motivation, but then he ended up with discipline. That's the difference between both of them. And I believe every, professional athlete, boxer, footballer, baseball player, cricket player, skater, has to have the motivation to be disciplined, to train, to eat right, to sleep well, to recover well. You see, and yes, this discipline and motivation have two different meanings, but one is nothing without the other. That's the whole point of this video. And I guess when you understand that, you become an elite athlete. When you understand and you can balance your motivations and your discipline for your craft, you can create a certain level of creative flow within you that makes you very versatile. And you want to be capable of physical and mental strength. And those two factors contribute to your physical and mental strength because you're dealing with motivation that will lead to your discipline, which will lead to your success. So it's like a food chain, more or less. They're different, but they're connected. So it's good to have motivation. It's good to have discipline. It's good to just have motivation, and it's good to just have discipline. But it's even better to have both and understand both and how you fit into attributing both into your craft in your respective sport. You can have the motivation because your dad or your mom gives you motivation. But your mom and your dad they don't give you the discipline to keep doing it. You see, it's just their motivation. The discipline usually comes from yourself because you have to make a decision after the motivation. Do I keep going or am I good enough to just call it quits and not put in as much effort as I used to when I was beginning? You see, and that's how some people can mislead themselves into thinking motivation is more important than discipline. Discipline is more important than motivation because you can have so much discipline but have no motivation to keep up this discipline. So now you're just working ridiculously hours for nothing, not leading to anywhere, not achieving anything because it's aimless. You know, it's meaningless to you because it's just discipline. You see, balance. You have to have the right motivation to have the great specific amount of discipline in your craft. And that's ultimately what discipline and motivation will do to you in any sport that you decide to participate in. Like and subscribe. This is Good Karma. And until next time, I'm the reclusive artist. I'm out.